Hey everybody, this is Clifton Hartsoff. I'm talking to you about Lrnr. It is an OpenStax program, OpenStax adaptive coursework program. It is available for any users of Blackboard, Canvas, D2L. It integrates with all of the major LMSs, Moodle, for example. And we've gone over a number of these courses so far. Check our live stream if you haven't been able to catch up with any of the other ones yet. You can go back and see some of the catalog. Presently, Lrnr has 21 different courses that are available in a library model for $80 per year. If you're a student, a faculty, department head, and you are looking for an affordable and efficient way of using open education resources in your classrooms, Lrnr is a great option. You'll see in just a minute quite how it works, but I definitely recommend checking out more of our catalog and arranging for a demo. You can shoot us a message in the comment section, or you can reach us at learnfast.com. So this is Sociology. Now, Lrnr was founded to help students gain access to professional courses that are easy to use in a mobile environment, flipped classroom, asynchronous, but don't break the bank. That's why our prices are so low. So all of the courses are fundamentally similar. We're going to jump into a sociology course here. If I've got it. There it is. Overlooked it. Okay. OpenStax is an OER, an open education resource provider of open textbooks. Now, OpenStax is great. It gives you the foundation, but what it doesn't give you is the technology required to do many of the things you'd need in a modern classroom. It's primarily PDF, and it has a limited number of test banks and questions. So the instructors have to recreate a lot of the things they would normally get from one of the big publishers. So once you get into Lrnr, you can jump between the different courses if you happen to be registered for a few of them in our library model, for example. If you're just coming in to study, you're a student, you're going to go straight into Learn. Now, this is the Learn section of Lrnr. You have table of contents, chapters. You can drill into the chapters themselves, into sections. And what you'll notice is it's not just a static PDF or text. As you're scrolling through, you should see that this section over here is updating. That's really where the magic comes in with Lrnr, because it's adaptive. So for example, in this part of the textbook, you're looking at secondary groups, instrumental function, sociology in the real world, and each one of these sections, there are activities built into it. So they could be flashcards, they could be matching, they could be practice of various kinds. It's very easy to get into the subject deeply before you ever enter the classroom using these different different activities. So let's jump into one of them. If you were reading along and you wanted to get a better sense of how much you understood what you were reading, you could click into the practice questions. Let's try a different one. Scroll back down a little bit. And it should update. There we go. So choose the answer best describes Cooley's theory on groups. Oh, that one didn't load properly. Let's try a different side here. Scroll down. So this one's talking about the Stanford prison experiment. And that one appears to not be loading correctly on my system here. The system has pop-outs like this, so you can dock them, get more information. Everything else is pretty standard. The other really nice thing is you can do annotations, so you can highlight something like so. Right click on it, add a bookmark, add a note, and all of those live in the annotation section over here on the right. It becomes an instant study guide for students as they're going through their courses. Now, the smart content can be accessed in the bar here, or if you wish, you can go back to the main section in Lrnr, and then you can do some practice quizzes. Practice quizzes are also organized by sections. We'll pick up a quick one right here. So this is theories of self-development under socialization. We can resume practice or we can preview it. In this case, I'll just click preview. You'll see the different questions. Now, this is the question type, this is the difficulty, and this is the structure of the question itself. So if we click on that, it's going to actually give us the different answers and also the question feedback. It's built right in. And what is always the case throughout Lrnr, you'll see this little ladybug function here. This is a fix button. So you can reach us anytime if you notice something is in error. The student can reach us and notify us, and we'll respond and fix the problem within 24 hours. You can reach us as well if you're a faculty member. We'll also respond. We're also available via the help chat here any given time. So if you should see a problem with your course, you're then able to get it fixed automatically by us on our side, and also grades will be updated automatically. So there's never going to be a circumstance where you need to do anything on your side. Grades are automatically posted to all of the LMSs after the assignment has ended. So if you have timed an assignment, let's say you wanted it for 1 hour on Tuesday from 4 to 5, then after that time period expires, then the grades would automatically be pushed over to the learning management system. So the nice thing about Lrnr is that it has hundreds or if not thousands of questions that are in addition to what OpenStax comes with. They also change. So if two students are looking at the same test side by side, they wouldn't see the same questions. And there's a mixture of questions coming out of test banks. The practice questions are completely separate from the test bank questions that an instructor would be able to assign. So it's very easy to do assignments and quizzes consistently over the course of a class. We'll jump into a test here. Now, tests and assignments are all going to they will all follow essentially the same formatting. You'll have your title. These are the different sections. So you'll have study, flashcards, activities, a practice quiz questions or homework quiz questions. These are two different banks. One thing to note that when you jump into these, let's say you have 15 questions here. I want to assign those so I can jump in and customize them. I can actually customize these questions myself. I can click them or unclick them. If I decide to select all of them, to use all 15, then the system will automatically use about 70% of them. And it's going to change different times when it's being done. So each student is going to see something slightly different. It also has the capability of adapting to different difficulties and changing the kinds of courses. Some of the courses, some of the course questions are adaptive in that they can go from a fill in the blank to a multiple choice if the student gets it wrong too many times. So it gives them a chance to learn and also get a little bit of points if they're not quite ready to understand all of that information. So you can click over to adaptive, and that's where the questions would change over from a simple fill in the blank, so all or nothing, to a multiple choice if the student gets it wrong enough times, 2 times or 3 times, whatever you designate. My bank is available here. You can actually use the questions you've selected in my bank, like so, like that, there. So you can pull in your questions that way. And let's go back to the assignments and get back into our homework that we were previously viewing. So you've selected all of your areas. You review the selected content. You can delete it in this case. It can be graded or non. You can group by sections or chapters or all. You can group by attempts, 1, 2, or 3, or unlimited. We can assign grade points or just learner points. Learner points would essentially be gamification for the course to increase engagement with students, get them to do more practice, learn more of the subject in deeper ways. Designate your grading points here for each of the sections. Select your section's number of attempts points over here. Then we can save or save and publish, depending on what you'd like to do. One thing we've consistently heard about from our faculty and teachers from the very beginning is that they love to customize their courses. They want to have a general framework for what needs to be learned, and then they make it their own. So as part of our onboarding process, we will actually build that course framework based on whatever it is that you're interested in doing. So we speed the process of adoption significantly, and we also give you the option to build your own classes, obviously. And these go into my bank, and you're also able to, let's see, where is it? You're also able to create templates and share those across a class, across the department, across different times. So if you're starting in the spring and you want to use the same or similar courses slightly modified over the course of the whole year, then you're able to do that. So you can create a new one here. You can edit an existing one, or you can duplicate it, and you can do that for different sections. Same thing for the templates. You can assign to certain people or certain class sections, for example. It's all pretty straightforward. It's many of the functions that you see here, it would seem familiar because it's all part of a modern day classroom, essentially. The other thing that's really helpful is the live section. So if you're doing asynchronous learning or if you're doing live learning, you can upload your slides and you can sprinkle in questions. Students can use their mobile device to log in and submit questions throughout the quiz or the lecture time. Easy to set up. It is normally something that's expensive. Maybe it's an add-on. If you have a large class size, it's certainly helpful to gauge your involvement from the students that as you're going through and you're teaching it over a long class period, 1 or 2 hours or however long that might be. So it's quite easy to upload the slides, create your quizzes. Uh, keep following the channel. We'll go over some of those elements in the future. So if we click back, go back to our dashboard, activities, we can show a few more activities here while we got it. Global inequality. Let's do global wealth and poverty. And I wanted to actually do the practice here. Okay, so this is the activity part. 140 points available. Again, those are gamification points. It's not actual grades. It's meant to keep people engaged and keep them learning while they're going through the course. So you drag and drop the descriptions and names of countries to the corresponding locations. Well, there's an awful lot of them here, so won't do too many of them. South Africa would be in Africa. Japan would be in Asia. Rwanda would be in Africa. And you kind of get the point here. You can show the answer. Go to the next. This one is true or false questions. False questions on the global feminization of poverty. And we can show the answer. Doesn't seem to demonstrate it there. That's okay. It's just a practice quiz, so there's a lot of questions out there to keep going through. And you get points for the activity. The questions will look similar in a test or an assignment, functionally similar. And just an FYI, all of the questions that we develop are refreshed every 12 to 16 months. So it's unlikely, because of the adaptive nature of the class and the text and the questions themselves, it's unlikely that students would ever be able to find them online or to be able to cheat, essentially. So it's uh, it's it's just much easier to have a more rigorous learning environment as a result. So this is sociology. It doesn't have quite as many of the bells and whistles as the other courses do. There's no virtual cadavers or 3D bodies like there is in biology or anatomy and physiology. But what it does well is the Lrnr basics. It allows you to do an adaptive classroom asynchronously or live, and it allows your students to do a lot of learning on their own and really move themselves forward, even outside of the classroom experience. So I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be doing this quite a bit going forward. Please click subscribe if you're interested in learning more about Lrnr. If there is anything you'd like to see, feel free to drop a comment in the section below. Let us know what would be of interest to you. We will also be doing live webinars with OpenStax over the next couple of months so that we can really show people what Lrnr can do. And always keep in mind that Lrnr is $40 per semester per student, or $80 for unlimited course access in our library model. It's very affordable, it's very powerful, and we hope you'll give it a try. So bye for now. Thanks for stopping by.